May we go back to TICAD 5? I'd like you to comment a bit on the process, sort of preparation and follow-up mechanisms. In other words, to put it more simply, is what happens after the heads of state meet. It's very grand, lots of banquets, lots of photo opportunities.
Yes.
What happens next for the next 5 years?
Okay, sure. Actually, before this summit level meeting, which is going to be held from June 1st, we had a very long preparation for this upcoming meeting. And for example, last November, we had the preparatory senior officials meeting in Burkina Faso. And also this March, we had a conference preparatory ministerial level meeting in Addis. And so based on those agreements discussed in those two preparatory meetings, we are going to have a summit level meeting from June 1st until 3rd. And after the summit level meeting, we always have a very intensive follow-up mechanism. And for example, the last fourth TICAD meeting was held in May 2008. And we had two important pledges. One was to promote double our ODA official development assistance to Africa in the next 5 years. And the second was to assist to double Japanese private investment in Africa. And actually, we are very delighted to say that we met these two pledges. And so based on those important intensive follow-up mechanism, we have been keeping our words, and we will do so in the future as well.
May I ask, we have our Deputy President there. I mean, again, I'm asking, I can see the cameras rolling, but what's his schedule? Is he just going to have a wonderful holiday?
No. Actually, he flew from Nairobi on 29th, March the 29th, and then he arrived in Narita Airport on 30th, and then from there his tight schedule started in Tokyo and also in Yokohama. And he is to have a bilateral summit level meeting with our Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. And they are going to discuss many issues that both countries put priority on. And the Deputy President is accompanied by several cabinet secretaries, and they will have bilateral meetings with public and private sector leaders in Japan.
Good to know. And now let's go back to this 50-year relationship between Japan and Kenya. Let's talk more broadly. If I were to put it to you, not rudely, in all these 50 years, what has Japan done for us?
Oh, interesting. So this is the 50th diplomatic relationship, and we are going to celebrate the Jubilee year, the 50th anniversary of our mutual friendship. And in the last 50 years, we've done quite a lot in Kenya. And for example, the Mombasa port, the expansion of the Mombasa port, that is one of the key projects that Japan funded. And also, we are also working on the road construction in the Mombasa port district, because we understand that even if we have a very good port, that is not sufficient. That is not enough. We need to have a kind of surrounding good environment, having a very good transportation system, so that things that enter from Mombasa port will be distributed to the rest of the country, and also to other countries, neighboring countries in Africa. And so, for example, Mombasa, and also for the infrastructure projects, we also supported the energy infrastructure. For example, the geothermal in Olkaria, that is a well-known project funded by Japan. And also for the hydro, Sondomiru is one of the key projects of ours. And so we have been focusing on infrastructure, economic infrastructure, like roads, ports, and also these kind of energy plants. And also we have provided assistance, supported initiatives in agriculture as well. For example, the horticulture, small-scale farmers, we supported we provided technical cooperation for smallholders.
Right.
And we supported, for example, for them to have a better access to export markets so that they can sell to other countries as well.
Right, and may I ask, to other countries as well, is it a win-win situation? Do we export to Japan, or
yes.
in other words, do we derive any benefit from sort of economic activity with Japan?
Yes, for example, for the horticulture, Japan has been importing a lot of roses from Kenya.
Right.
And Kenya is the largest exporter of roses to Japan, and sometimes via the Netherlands flower market, but Kenyan roses are very popular in Japan, and for example, the color, the size, the durability, strength,
right.
they are very popular.
A given, we're very proud of our roses. Cultural exchanges.
Cultural exchanges,
I mean, has a Kenyan band played to a group of 1 million people in Tokyo in the last 50 years?
Kenyan bands, to my knowledge, as far as I know, I am not sure about that kind of thing.
Okay, let's make it broader.
But
culture is a big deal because that's how people get to know one another, to appreciate. I know that in the recent past, I think I've seen some incredible Japanese drummers who came, a very famous man, and it was just absolutely magical to see him.
Last year, in the autumn, we had a joint concert.
Right.
And Japanese drummers.
Visha Oshwal
Yes.
I was there. I was watching.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
But more or one-off?
One-off, actually. One-off.
Yeah.
For example, we also did in last year, we had a Japanese cultural festival. We invited Ikebana teachers, specialists, artists. Ikebana is a Japanese traditional flower arrangement.
Right.
And it is considered as an art.
Right.
And for example, we used Kenyan local flowers decorating in local Kenyan vases.
Yes.
And it attracted very much attention, and people enjoyed. And we are both flower-loving countries.
Right.
And so we had a kind of very good time exchanging our culture.
Is it simply because of language that you didn't mention education, just teaching children as part of the contribution from Japan? The education, you've mentioned agriculture, horticulture, infrastructure.
Yes.
But surely education is key.
Education, yes. For example, Semastia, the Center for Mathematics, Science, Education Center, we have been providing technical trainings to teachers in the field of science and mathematics.
Right.
And we have been expanding that initiative beyond Kenya to other African countries, and that has been very much appreciated by neighboring countries as well, including, of course, Kenya and neighboring countries.
Right. Well, the last question that I'm going to put to you is, from your own experience, is this relationship going to grow and grow and grow for the next 50 years, from your look at it personally, or have you sort of saturated your contribution?
Yes, I believe that our mutual relationship, will strengthen in the near future. And as we have seen in the last 5 years, we doubled our assistance to Africa, and also we doubled our private investment in Africa. And so that trend will strengthen.
But sorry, I will be selfish at every single turn. I'm saying Kenya.
Yes,
I mean, Africa's a wonderful place, but it's huge. What's the future for us?
Kenya is an engine for Africa, and we see Kenya as a gateway to Africa. And so Kenya has we set very high priority on Kenya. We regard Kenya.
Do you see the BRICS, do you see Brazil, Russia, India, China as competitors, as people that you've got to get out of the way?
We do not see them as competitors. We see them as partners. And for example, Japan and, for example, other Asian countries like India and China have different philosophies and have different strengths. and also weaknesses. And so we believe that we can mutually benefit, we can cooperate in the field of supporting to Africa.
And again, no comment on the politics of the country. Is that something that you specifically, when we spoke to the British High Commissioner, he seemed to have some kind of view of political developments. Is that the view of Japan, very quickly, as a very last comment? You don't care, you do care?
We do care. However, it is up to Kenyan people to decide who will be their leaders, what kind of election system they would have, what kind of judicial system they would have. So we would trust your future, and we keep a very good mutual relationship with Kenya.
Atsuko Kashiwaguchi, Political Officer, Embassy of Japan. Thank you so very much for coming on the JSO interview.
Thanks.